I'm like, well, what are you going to do about it?
Okay, so we've talked a little bit about
and I'm educating them on it. People are learning.
And I think
that's huge.
I've done the same with my parents. I don't know if they listen to this podcast anymore. I cursed a lot. But they understand that there are positives to the plant.
Absolutely.
And so we've come a long way.
Not to mention CBD and hemp, you guys. I'm like, come on.
CBD, the jury's still out. I feel like we need to be taking more of it for it to be actually active.
Totally. And you have to be very consistent.
Yeah.
No one talks about the consistency factor.
It's kind of like a Zoloft.
I think that the entourage effect, if you get a little bit of everything involved, I think that's like my A1 sauce.
That is a great way to reference it. And while we do like to be elevated, I don't think I could microdose CBD, THC, and psilocybin early in the morning and be like, all right, let's go to work.
Absolutely not.
That'd be a little bit much. So
be dramatic.
But yeah, if I was able to not have to do work, then that would be the fucking dosage of the day. I agree.
Absolutely. As a woman, I consume it a little differently from time to time too. Sometimes it's like, when you just can't focus, you can't do anything, your body's in pain, it's like, get high, and at least it takes that off of your brain, and then you can kind of move on to the next thing.
What's your favorite way to get high?
Ooh, great question.
Thank you.
You know, I'm like a bong girl, so I'm bong rips for sure, but it's not the best way to consume, and I definitely, I'm learning my lessons and all that. I enjoy dabbing. I hate hot dabs, but I have taken them too many times. But yeah, bong rips for sure, and edibles. I'm really trying to get more into cooking with my own cannabis and really figuring out that world. My friend has an Ardent, bless her soul, so that's been really fun.
There you go. And so as the scene matures in Montana, sorry, that was kind of an alliteration that I struggled with as I was cottonmouth, but. As the scene grows, you'll have access to more things, and it also breed creativity.
We have some weird products in Montana right now. So everything is done in-house. So it's usually just one person making every kind of edible that dispensary has.
Okay.
And so I've gotten some weird things, hash rosin, elixirs, weird stuff I've never seen anywhere else. And I'm only in Montana would we have some fucking shit like this, moonshine shit. What is going on?
It's every state's kind of different. Like a friend of ours in New Jersey was saying they don't even have edibles in their dispensaries. Okay. They just offer flour and wax. And so it's just
capsules in Canada.
Yeah, it's just, and the Canadian market's so peculiar.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
we traumatize them here in the U.S.
Well, I mean, I don't know what they do it weird as well, and maybe the socialist government has something to do with it. But they do something where they outsource to one company one product, and that's their product. And
interesting.
So there's like a czar that oversees the marijuana department. So the med or whatever you want to call them. I don't know. It's kind of weird. So I know folks from Colorado who are also in Oklahoma and other states have some of those contracts with parts of the country, and it's even done by province or even by city where that's their cartridge or I don't know, it's very peculiar.
Yeah.
But everywhere seems to have different rules, and I'm cool with it as long as everyone's able to kind of get access to it.
Yeah.
The federal government seems to kind of drag their feet on it. And it's because they're all getting money from big pharma and big alcohol. And obviously you'll see a decrease in both of those as we've seen across the states that are legalized. So I'm wishing for the best for you on that one.
Thank you. I'm also wishing for the best on that.
All right. So we have some questions we want to ask you before we go. We ask all of our guests this, and this is actually sponsored by the Dart Pen. Our favorite Dart Pen is the Seed Smith. We take it everywhere. All right. So the question is the Stoned Appetit question of the week. Let's say you got real torched. You had a long day at the office, and you just want to go home and eat something and call it a day.
Yeah.
What's that guilty pleasure late-night snack that you like to enjoy that's always reliable in the refrigerator, in the pantry, what have you? What's that go-to?
Oh, this is so bad. So I don't eat cereal really anymore, but I do buy it because every now and then just a bowl of Captain Crunch. Sign me up. It just takes me back to my childhood. I grew up on sugary cereals. I don't eat them anymore. But at night when I am
just
in that
guilty
situation.
Pleasure snack.
Absolutely.
All right, so here's a question. Do you go milk first or cereal first?
Oh, my gosh. Is that a serious? Do people really debate this?
I don't know. I've seen it on the internet, but I'm pretty sure if you do milk first, you're a psychopath.
I was going to say, I've never heard of this milk first, but I wanted to say it just for fun.
I don't know if it's contentious. That may just be something from a meme.
No, totally. I definitely do cereal
Crunch,
first.
Huh? No Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch too, but
it's so sugary.
I don't eat enough cereal now, so when I do get it, it's usually Captain Crunch.
Sure, fair.
Also, anything salty. If I can find a chip in the house, it's gone.
I understand that.
Totally. I feel like everyone can relate to the potato situation.
There's no potato chip that's safe. After a long day and you just want to get high on the couch, I couldn't agree more.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And you have to eat a little something so that way the edibles settle well.
I couldn't agree more. I love it. And the sweet and savory combo, it's just, it's hard to beat.
Oh my God, too hard to beat.
I love
it. So definitely the sugary cereals. I'm a sucker for that. It's rough on the teeth, but you get to brush your teeth right after and go to bed. It's fine.
Yeah, it'll cake. I'm not going to lie. And you really do feel like there's a cavity coming in. If you eat a Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you're like, oh my God. And it's all of your fingers. It's like a Cheeto dust, but it's like sweet. Oh.
You want to know how I do Cinnamon Toast Crunch now? Have you ever heard of Fireball and rum chata?
I mean, I know what those alcohols are.
You mix them together, it tastes just like it's adult Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I don't want anything to do with that. I don't want anything.
It was great in college, I will say. I can't say I fancy it too much anymore.
We were Jaeger was around.
Jaeger
was around, which is kind of in that same ballpark of, and then I guess, yeah.
I had a lot of cheap Montana people that were like, Nikolai or die. I cannot.
Wait, what's that?
Nikolai? Oh, just the worst vodka.
We were Taka vodka folks growing up in the South.
Okay, gotcha.
Or Burnett's. All right, so we're down to our last question of the day.
Yes.
You've been a hell of a trooper. We appreciate you taking time to join us.
I hope I haven't been too boring.
Fuck no, I think you've had a hell of a story. The Montana aspect I would not have seen coming.
Dude, it throws me for a loop too.
Yeah, and WeedTube's a fantastic, I love the premise. I have the app.
It's an alternative. It's growing. We are trying to come out with, different types of services that will enable the community even more. Just give us some time, give us your feedback, and, all we can do is just roll from there.
Hell yeah, I love it. And what would be the best way for them to give feedback or insight to you?
Absolutely. I think the best thing to do would be always just follow us on our social medias, the WeedTube. You can also just email service@theweedtube.com if you have any thoughts, any ideas. We have a lot of things in the woodworks, so we're always down to kind of talk and collaborate out what the plan is so people know and they're down for the journey. That's the whole community aspect. So definitely shoot us an email. Happy to get in touch. But yeah, WeedTube app on everything. You can find us. You can even type in, the kids say OUID now. I don't know if you're TikTok familiar, but OUID is the safe way to say weed on TikTok. So you can also just Google WeedTube and you'll also find us.
Okay, so we probably show our age with TikTok, but also 1 out of every 3 gets fucking pulled. It doesn't matter.
I was going to say, you've probably been running into a lot of issues. TikTok is no-go. Yeah. But unless you're, Cheech and Chong, they're cruising on TikTok.
Tommy Chong has a lot of things written about him that are interesting. And I don't know him, and I don't know his company or anything like that, but I've read some weird things about him. So
totally. I don't think he's probably involved a lot in that aspect of it, you know?
Yeah, and I have no clue. It's just random shit I hear.
Totally.
All right, so last question of the night. This is a bruiser. It's our Barbara Walters question of the day. And we're kind of in Barbara Walters' chairs.
I was going to say, these chairs, we're sitting in these glorious yellow chairs. Can I just describe how,
leather?
Very soft leather. Honestly, the host is looking fine with the boots and the white and the yellow. It is...
I've tried. I appreciate
iconic.
it.
Yeah, no.
And I love the black suit pants here. You're looking stylish.
Thank you.
We're about to go tear up the floor. But before we do that, we want to ask you what we call the Last Supper. And the Last Supper it's the last day on earth. You get 3 people to join you, dead or alive, but they cannot be friends or family.
Okay.
Who are your 3 people and what are we doing?
Oh my God. This is so interesting. Okay, so I guess we have to start with Amelia Earhart.
Okay. I don't think we've had an Earhart. That's our first one.
It's an interesting one, but I am fascinated. I would love to talk to her. And could you imagine getting high? I mean, she's probably high still right now.
That's
wherever
a
she's
great
at.
Call. She would be a fantastic guest.
That would be so cool. 10
That's
out of 10.
That's a great answer. I haven't heard that before. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, no, Amelia Earhart, I think she'll probably take the cake for this one, but probably the second would be one of my favorite musicians. She goes by Elohim. Her name is Cody, but she is a lifesaver. I really bonded and connected with her music and her mental health advocacy and things like that. And I would love to just like sit down and just like toke up. She's not much of a consumer. I know I follow her pretty like diligently. But she's been getting into it a little bit. She's had a couple of cannabis brands send her things before and stuff. So I know she's like definitely in the CBD sphere a little bit. She tours around all the time for everything now that that's kind of going again. So, I mean, I know she's probably smoking some backwoods. So I'm like, girl, I see you.
I love it.
You better call me queen.
All right. And I've never heard of her, so I can't attest to it, but I like the call.
Yeah.
And then who is our third guest?
Oh, this is so hard. Okay, so I feel like the first two came to me so quickly, and the third, I'm trapped. I'm like, do I go OG? Do I go like world leader policy? Like, what do I do? Who do I talk to? I know it's all up to me. Okay, so I am a Libra. Fun fact. So I'm not very, I'm so indecisive. So give me, 3, 2, 1. Jesus. I'm so sorry.
I bet you're probably not our only guest in the MJBizCon series that knows or references their sign. So don't worry. But
oh my gosh, I know.
What did the Libra
it's a full moon today. What do you want me to do? He rolls his eyes. He rolled his eyes.
That was so funny. It's a full moon today. What's in retrograde?
Oh, we're not in retrograde anymore.
Oh, phew.
But we are in the season of Aquarius, so this is a good time. Anyways, we can move on now.
Who is your third guest?
Third guest, I think I'm going to say this, and I think it's going to happen. I'm manifesting it, but I definitely think I will smoke with Snoop Dogg sooner or later.
Hell yeah!
Absolutely. I was going to say it doesn't seem that far off. It's not like crazy or anything, but I'm like, I would love to just be like, Martha Stewart, invite me on. Me and Snoop are smoking. She's cooking for us. We're trying it.
I love it. That's and that's an all-star crew. There's conversations and bud being passed around. You can't beat that.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I got to go a little OG because there is culture there that I'm just like not aware of. You know what I mean? I can only do so much as a white woman from Montana.
Okay, so then
I'd love to learn.
What are we going to do that evening? Are we doing dinner by Martha, or what's the plan?
I mean, so Martha is cooking, and Elle is definitely doing like a little set. And, I'm just vibing with Amelia at first because Snoop's taking a nap. He got way too high before coming. And I'm like, yeah, Snoop, nap up.
This is fantastic.
Nap up. So me and Amelia are just gabbing, right? And I'm like, Bermuda Triangle, like right away, like what is going on? And this is good because,
I love it. No, this is what I want. I want to know conversations. I want to know what's on the table. I want to know everything.
Yeah, so I'm thinking Martha's finishing up. I've got the whole Bermuda Triangle like bit, right? And we're like planning a trip. It's going to be lit. Snoop is down. He's up at this point. He caught the end of Amelia's story and he was like, this is dope. What?
Would you want her flying you?
No, I think that she could ride along. We could definitely hire someone.
Just let Snoop's pilot fly that.
She's a ghostie, so she's chill. She's chilling.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So it's October, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
That's how we got her back from the other side. Snoop and Elle and Martha and I had to really work hard to get a time set up that worked with Amelia because it is not convenient scheduling with ghosts.
Oh my God.
Can you believe?
What are we talking about anymore?
Yeah, anyways, that is probably what my night would look like with those 4 individuals because somehow I snuck in 4.
I'll allow it because you made it sound like Martha was cooking. So she was like the chef de cuisine.
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, Ariana, is it Ariana?
Ariana.
Okay.
Ariana. I go by both, Ariana Venti, Ariana Grande.
I can't believe you didn't correct me earlier. I probably mixed it up, but my apologies.
No
But
worries.
thank you so much for goofing off with me today.
Thank you for goofing off with me.
Fantastic Last Supper. Loved the Stoned Appetit question of the week answer, and thanks for telling us a little bit more about WeedTube, how we can kind of get into it.
Thank you for talking cannabis censorship with me. That's the whole point of these things, right?
This is our only chance nowadays. Every other way is they're going to cancel it for us.
Absolutely. Got to leave it to the people.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you taking the time to goof off with us. Yes. Let's go have some fun in Vegas.
Oh my God, yes, please. I'm ready.
Until next episode, we'll say stay high, stay hungry, stay happy. Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye.